Law of supply. Study of this is just the inverse of the thing what you learned of law of demand. So there will not be more complications to understand this. Pretty inverse of that. In law of supply also we already studied the determinants of supply, right? Categorized into two parts: price of the commodity sold and others. Others, right? Law of supply, where we assume that the other things being constant, ceteris paribus. Okay, quantity of goods produced and supplied, offered for sale. Offered for sale is nothing but supply. Will increase as the price of the good rises and decrease as the price of the good falls. That's all. That's called law of supply. So in law of supply, supply schedule is here. When the price is 1 and the quantity supplied is 5, price increases from 1 to 2, then automatically quantity supplied increases from 5 to 35. And subsequently the price increases from 2 to 3 and then the quantity supplied is 45 and so on. So on. Is that okay? If you plot that in supply curve, when the price is 1, quantity supplied being 5, here is. When the price is 2, quantity supplied is 35. Okay, 35. When the price is 3, quantity supplied is 45. That's how it goes, so on. And when the price is 5, it is 65. If you connect the dot, the supply curve will look like this way, right? Slopes upward from left to right. Supply curve slopes upward from left to right. Okay, as the law of supply. It's not demand supply. In case of supply demand curve, the curve will be this way. Slopes downward from left to right, and here it's slopes upward left to right. So it will be always positive direct relationship. Here it will be negative relationship, right? As the price increases and quantity supplied also increases. And understand that the market supply is nothing but add up the various quantity supplied with the number of suppliers in the market. Number of suppliers in the market. Come on, make a note of it. Quantity supplied also increases. Okay. If the price decreases, quantity supplied is also decreased. Inversely related. The first part is called expansion and the second part is called contraction. So when the price moves from 1 to 4, the quantity supplied also moves from 5 to 45. 5 to 45. So when the price is 5, the quantity supplied is 5. When the price is 1, the quantity supplied is 5. When the price increases to 4, the quantity supplied becomes 50 here. So then it shows an upside movement, and that movement also over the demand curve, supply curve itself. So this is supply curve, SS curve. So this is called movement on the supply curve. Movement on the supply curve. Increase or decrease in quantity supplied. I have just highlighted here quantity supplied. Increase or decrease of in the quantity supplied as a result of price. As a result of price. In the reverse case, if the price decreases from 5 to 3, what about the quantity supplied? That will also be decreasing from 65 to 45. So when the price is 5, then the quantity supplied is 65. Is that okay? Suddenly, if the price decreases to 3, then the quantity supplied is 45. So the movement is this way. This arrow mark shows the upward trend will be for expansion, and the curve moves over the line itself, over the supply curve itself. And when it falls down this way, then it's called contraction. Okay, that expansion and contraction is due to the result of change in price. Always we call that as being increase or decrease in the quantity supplied. Okay, if the quantity supplied is increasing, that will be termed as expansion, and in the case of reverse, it is termed as contraction. And in these two cases, the movement of the supply curve will be over the supply curve itself, right? Now, shift in the supply curve, shift in the supply curve. Shift in the supply curve is nothing but increase or decrease in supply as a result other than the price. In the previous class, we have seen various determinants of supply, right? So, one such variant or determinant being the technology. If the technology being semi-automated or manual or fully automated. Semi-automated means we are capable of supplying moderately. Manual, we are not capable of supplying even moderately. Gradually we can supply. In case of automated, it's fully automated now, so we can supply much better. When the price is 1 and in supply, if I have the only semi-automated machine, could be 5, or manual means I cannot supply as you wish. So my supply will be decreases to only 2. If I have the automated machine, modern technology, for the same 1 rupee, I am capable of supplying 8 also, 8 machines, 8 items. And when the price increases to 2, if I am supplying through the semi-automated machine, it is 35. So if you compare that, the quantity supplied for various prices using the semi-automated machine. Okay, if I plot that diagram, that will be the blue color. This is called semi-automated. Semi-automated. SS curve. And when I use the manual one, for the same 1 rupee, I am not capable of supplying 5, I am capable of supplying only 2, because manual I cannot work as fast as the way how I worked in the previous cases. The price is now 2, then I can supply only 20 rather than 35. So if I plot this manual one, right? The curve will be green one. This is manual. See, when the price is 5, the quantity supplied, no, okay. When the price is 5, the quantity supplied be 55. Here is red color. So this will be called increase in supply. Sorry, decrease in supply. I made a mistake. Sorry, this is decrease in supply. Decrease in supply. It is not decrease in quantity supply. Decrease in quantity supply means it's due to change in the price, but it is decrease in supply. Okay, this decrease in supply shifts the curve from blue to red, upside shifting, or right side shifting makes the supply lesser, right side shifting. Okay, and when I use the automated, then for 1 rupee I am able to supply 8, for 5 rupees I am able to supply 75, the maximum possible that I can supply only due to automated machines. So when the price is 5, I am capable of supplying 75. So the green color is for increase in supply. Increase in supply. Due to increase in supply, the curve will shift to left side, right? Okay, left side. Is that okay? Left shift. So as a result, other than the price, we'll name this being either increase or decrease in supply. It's not, see, it's not quantity supply, it's only supply. In case of price, this will be called as quantity supply. And this will be moving along the curve, here shift of the curve. So you have to understand the difference between these two. Is that okay? Come on, make note of it. In an art method we have. Okay, the formula derivations, everything you can just reflect with the thing what you learned in elasticity of demand. Change in quantity divided by quantity into change in into price divided by change in price, or change in quantity divided by change in price into P by Q. That's how you can rewrite this. This is called elasticity of supply and especially supply function. Okay, you can keep this in your mind. Right. Now, the supply function is given as Q is equal to minus 100 plus 10P. Find the elasticity of supply using the point method when the price is 15. If the price is 15, how can you calculate the number of quantities to be supplied? So you can use the same equation, right? Now you have to differentiate this equation. If you differentiate this equation, what will you get? Okay. Or if you substitute, yeah, if you differentiate, what's the answer? Okay. You differentiate this with respect to P. Okay. So this becomes 0 and you will get only 10. 10. So dq by dt is equal to 10. You can have this one also as your idea for supply function. Okay. Differentiate the equation q with respect to p. dy by dx. That's how you might have studied in differentiation. So here I am putting that in a different way. dq by dt. If I differentiate this function, okay, this is nothing but given here. So I am differentiating, so it becomes 0 and 10p becomes 10. Okay. Now p is equal to 15. Now you can substitute here. Q is equal to minus 100 plus 10 into what's the p? 15. Then what could be the number of quantities to be sold at this point? 50. Am I right? This is 50. Elasticity of supply, the formula being dq by dp into p by q into p by q. This dq by dp is already calculated, which is 10, multiplied by price by quantity. So price is already given, the value being 15, and q we have found out using the same equation, which is 50. Then the ultimate elasticity of supply in this case is 3. Elasticity of supply. Is that okay? Come on, make a note of this. Negative sign. Here it is positive sign, here it is negative sign. Is that okay? But anyhow, we never mind about this one. The signs are not the matter. But when the sign being negative, the value could be this way. The diagram could be this way. The demand curve. When the values of elasticity of supply being the positive, then the curve will be this way, from left to right and the upward movement. And in case of elasticity of demand, left to right, the movement may be downward. Is that okay? In elasticity of supply also we have so usually what happens, positive, but signs not considered. And here also we have the 5 classifications. 5 classifications, right? So here being when the price being 10, the quantity supplied is also 10, and suddenly the price decreases, so increases from 10 to 12, quantity supply also increases from 10 to 12. The change in price probably 20%, as well as the change in quantity supplied is also 20%. If both are same, you will get unitary plus elasticity of supply. The formula being change in quantity divided by quantity into price by change in price, right? So if you put that, you will be getting 1. If you plot the values, when the price is 10, quantity supplied is also 10, right? Here is that. When the price is 12, the quantity supplied is also 12. If I connect, then I will get the line this way. Remember, the length of the change in price should be equal to the length of the quantity supplied also. We'll have the change in the quantity supplied are same. Both are same. Okay, then it is called unitary. Okay. Now we can assume this way also, right? When the price is 10, quantity supplied is also 10. Okay, price and quantity supplied. Price and quantity supplied. Okay, if the price suddenly increases to 12 and quantity supplied increases to 12, if I do the diagram here, 10 and 12, 10 and 12, this is rupees, this is units or quantity. quantity. Is that okay? When the price is 10, quantity supplied is also 10. When the price is 12 and quantity supplied is also 12. It will be exact line this way. Is that okay? This is called unitary. This is called unitary. Elasticity of supply is equal to unit. And in case of change in price is almost 20 percentage from 10 to 12. What's the change? 20 percentage. Isn't it? 2 by 10, 20% change happens. But in quantity supplied is only 10 to 11. 10% changes. Price changes is higher and the quantity supplied is changing slowly. Then it means less than 1. Inelastic less than 1. Okay. The answer being 10 by 20. 10 by 20 is equal to 50 percentage. Okay. That applicable for rice and wheat will not be, it's an error, just cancel that in the questions. Right. Next one being, if the price is increasing from 10 to 12, 20% increase is there. Okay. But when the quantity supplied also changes, but it is from 10 to 14 means what's the percentage change? 4 by 10. 40% changes. The quantity supplied is higher. Will the change in the quantity supplied is higher than the price change? So then 40 by 20 two times will be there. So more than one elasticity. This is called more than one elastic. Okay. And the next scenario where the price is increasing from 10 to 12, almost 20% change is there, but quantity supply remains 0. So then what happens? It will be a vertical line. It will be a vertical line. Is that okay? So when the line is vertical, then it's called inelastic. Perfectly inelastic, otherwise zero elastic. Zero elastic. And then when it comes for the last category here, okay. Now when there is a change, no change in the price, but suddenly there is a huge change in the supply. Okay, here it is 0, here it is 20%. Then if you put the 20 by 0, then the value will be infinite. So infinite. This will be perfectly elastic. Perfectly elastic, otherwise infinite will be there, right? So to make you understand the entire concept better, you can keep this idea in your mind. Okay. Now, if the line looks this way, this one is what? Okay, this is one scenario. This may be also possible. This may be also possible. Anywhere between this also be possible, and anywhere this between this will also be possible. Isn't it? Come on, tell me. What about the first one? Perfect inelastic. Perfect inelastic. Elasticity of supply in this case being how much? 0 or infinity? 0. And second one being less than 1. Okay, inelastic. Inelastic, and it should be less than 1. And this one being unit elastic. Always elasticity of supply should be equal to 0. What about this scenario? More than 1. Okay, elastic. Elastic, more than one case. What about the fifth case? Perfectly elastic. So here the scenario being infinity. Come on, make a note of it. Here being a price, here being units or quantity.
Unit elastic, no ones. 0 equal to 1.
Sorry, unit elastic is 1. Okay. Yeah. The quantity demanded could be 6. Suddenly, if the price decreases, quantity demanded increases to 12. And later, for 3 it is 19, for 2 it is 25, for 1 it is 31. That you understand that the relationship between these two inversely related. If you calculate the elasticity of supply, that will have minus sign. In case of quantity supplied, it behaves inversely. Okay, inversely to quantity demanded. When the price is higher, quantity demanded will be lesser, and but when it comes to the quantity supplied, it will be more. So when the demand is 5, the price is 5, suppliers are willing to supply almost 31 because more profit is there. As profitability is more, then they are tempted to supply more, then the price is lesser. If the price decreases to 4, then they will reduce the supply, then supply will be restricted to only 25. And then when the price is 3, they supply 19. When the price is 2, they are willing to supply only 12. If the price is only 1, no one is there to supply, so only 6 items may be available for supply. Is that okay? So I am going to plot these two parallelly so that you will understand the logic here. Right. Now, quantity supply, this will be quantity, this will be price. Okay, in price 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I just take some more space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And unit 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I am going to plot the quantity demanded here. When the price is 5, the quantity demanded is 6 only. Okay, 5, the quantity demanded is 6 only. Probably here. When the price is 4, the quantity demanded is 12. The quantity demanded is 12. And then when the price is 3, the quantity demanded be 19. In case of 3, 19. And when the price is 2, the quantity demanded is 25. When it is 1, then it is 31. 31. I'm going to connect the dots here. This is called demand curve. Isn't it? Demand curve, DD curve. Now I'm going to plot the supply curve also here. When the price is 5, the supply be 31. 31. Is that okay? Here. Then suddenly for 4 it is 25 only. Okay. 25 only. For 3 it is 19. Then for 2 it is 12. Then for 1 it is only 6. I connect these dots here. Now we can decode this. The point where the DD curve intersects the supply curve, right? At this point, is called equilibrium price. This is called equilibrium price. Is that okay? When the price is 3, quantity demanded is equal to quantity supplied. Clear? What happens if the price being 5 or 4? What happens if the price is 2 or 1? More than equilibrium price and less than equilibrium price. If the price is more than equilibrium price, the quantity is supplyable up to 31 but demanded is only 6. It means we are having 31 items in the shop but customers are taking only 6. 24 items remains unsold. Is that okay? This is called unsold stock. Stock unsold. And in this case, if the price is 4, then automatically 13 stocks be unsold. Only at the equilibrium price, whatever the supply is offered and it is taken by the customer also. If the price is lesser, then we are capable of supplying. That supplier are capable of supplying only 12 and buyers are willing to take 25. Then the difference between these two, 13, very good. So you already messaged that in the chat box, which is shortage, which is shortage. We don't have the supply capable of goods to be supplied to the extent that needed by the customers. When it is 1 rupee, then 25 will be the shortage. So this scenario where supply is higher than the demand. So supply is 30 and the demand is only 5. This will be shortage. This block will be the shortage. When the price is 1, this difference will be called as unsold stock. Stock unsold. Is that okay? Hope so you could understand. So equilibrium price is nothing but where quantity demand equals quantity supply. The determination of market price is the central theme of microeconomics. So what could be our idea about microeconomics is nothing but to decide the market price. At what rate it can be fixed so that all the produced item will be demanded. There will not be shortage as well as over supply. And so hence the microeconomics is nothing but otherwise called as price theory. Price determination only under different market. Under different market also will be determining the price only. So the last chapter of microeconomics is determination of price under different market, monopoly market, and in the case of oligopoly and perfect competition. So all these scenario, how do I set the price? That price determination is the primary goal of this microeconomics. Is that okay? That price is nothing but equilibrium price. The way of finding that equilibrium price is also this one, the demand and supply matching price. Is that okay? Come on, make a note of it. Okay. This is unsold. Sorry, I missed it. This one is unsold. This is, yeah. Supply being so much, but demand is only this much. So unsold stock will be there. Very good. And in this case, demand is higher and supply is lesser, then it's called shortage. Come on, make a note of it. Especially for the want. I want something. Okay. And nature of human wants and its character is going to be studied here. Wants are unlimited. I too want to do CA, CMA, CS, all the three parallel, but I don't have the time. Resources are limited, wants are unlimited. So wants are unlimited. What do you want to have? I want to have everything, sir. Even I want to have a test drive in Air Force One. Do you know what is the Air Force One? How many have heard about the Air Force One? Air Force One? No? Heard about Air Force One? Anybody? Wants are unlimited. Right. Let's see. Air Force One. Okay. This is Air Force One. Okay. This is Air Force One. I've seen that. Whose flight is this? Almost 232 feet length and everything. And if I start talking about that, I will miss out the economics. So I'll get back to the economics. Anyway, for a small briefing, the president's plane in US, almost a team will be supporting him for preparation of food to organizing all the meeting. Everything happens inside. Right. Wants are unlimited. Why don't I see? It's only a want, right? Do I have the power to go far? So it's a question mark. So wants are unlimited. Every wants, every want is satiable. Every want is satiable. Satiable means satisfiable. I want to taste some fruits. I give you 5 fruits now. After eating fifth fruit, you will be tired. Do you want one more fruit? No, no, that's all. So your want gets satisfied. That's called satiable. Wants are unlimited and wants are satiable. And wants are competitive. Wants are competitive. I want to drink coffee, right? But suddenly there is no coffee. I served tea. You drank tea almost 2 to 3 times. Then coffee comes. Do you want to have coffee? Just now I had tea. I don't want. So competitive. One want satisfied means automatically the other want also not satisfied. Means maybe satisfied. Wants are complementary. Wants are complementary. If you drink something very chill, immediately you want to manage yourself with hot. Okay. Or hot drinks. Immediately you will want to have some chill. Spicy, you want to have sugar. So sweet, you want to have some what's that? Pungent taste like. So that will also be a complementary. I purchase coffee, means a car. I need to purchase a petrol. So these are complementary ones. Ones are alternative. Once you either go for A or you can go for B. Do I have a coffee? No. Else you can go for the tea. That's also comes under this. Wants are alternative. Some wants are recur again and again. Okay, for this lunch I may order something. Once after eating the lunch I don't want any more. But thereafter also I want to have some more, means some more food. Because it's what about recurring again and again. I had a lunch. Tomorrow also I want to have the lunch again, right? So the wants are going to be recurring again and again. And wants vary with the time, place, and person. Okay. So what do you want, or what do you ask from your parents? Okay. What do you ask from your parents? Parents, mother and father, father and mother. Okay. What do you get from your mother will be totally different from what you get from your father. You have a checklist. These checklist, 3 is from mother, 3 is from father, right? So it varies to persons and time to time also. During the winter, okay, I need to have the sweater. During the summer, okay, I need to have the loose sleeves. So that's whatever again changing as per the time, and even the place also matters. And wants are influenced by adjustment. So you don't want to have any food. So when I asked to go for diet, the first plan is don't watch the TV. Why? If you watch the TV, lots of advertisement comes about the food and the varieties of food. Then the next moment you will tempted to eat that. That's called false hungry. It's not hungry. You tempted to eat. That's why it's called false hungry. So you will be getting inside of false hungry and you will be then fat later. So this is due to advertisement. Wants become habits and customs. If you, first of all, it may be wants if you start consuming again and again, so it may become your habit also. And wants differ in intensity. Okay, wants differ in intensity or urgency. If you are so urgent and you are willing to pay more also, sometimes later if you are not urgent, you can postpone that also. So it also differs to the intensity also. 11. Wants are subjective and relative. Okay, subjective and relative. It's not objective. Objective means specific. No. So wants are subjective or not having any concrete idea. Is all about what you want. Okay, what about your expectation? I don't know. Whatever it may be, give me. I need to get something big. I don't know what's that big. Okay, your mind will have something seems to be bigger, and for somebody else it may be small thing, right? So we are not immediately compare. What about your wants? That's what it is called as a subjective, as well as relative. If you are seeing that your friends possessing something and immediately you start want to purchase that one also, it's what about related to the others want also. And 12, wants from natural instincts, social obligation, and status. Natural instincts is nothing but you yourself feel thirsty and hungry. That time you just go and purchase that. It's called natural instinct. Social obligation. Why do you want to wear a set of dress that's suitable for the society? Because you are living in that. Okay. If you are living in Tamil Nadu and you prefer some set of dress, if you are living in some north side and you are preferring some other set of dress, if you are living in some Russian country, then the set of dress may be quite a bit different. Where the climate is very chill and it may go up to minus 20, minus 30 also, where our dress code will not be suitable there. And status will also be a reason for the nature of human wants. Is that okay? Come on, make note of it.